15 bands who ruined their legacy in seconds. Building a legacy takes decades of dedication and countless performances. One terrible decision can destroy it overnight. Sometimes bands sabotage themselves in ways fans never forget. These are 15 rock and metal bands who ruined their legacy in seconds. Number 15, Metallica. The biggest metal band on earth released Lulu with Lou Reed in November 2011. Fans expected experimental. They got 87 minutes of spoken word poetry over discordant riffs that sounded nothing like Metallica. James Hetfield's guitar work disappeared beneath Reed's rambling narratives about prostitutes and violence. Lars Ulrich defended it as art. Critics called it unlistenable. Multiple publications ranked it among the worst albums of the decade. Backlash was immediate and universal. Metallica had survived the Black Album going mainstream, survived Napster controversy, survived St. Anger's production disasters. Lulu was different. It felt pretentious and disconnected from everything that made Metallica legendary. The album sold approximately 13,000 copies in its first week in America. Decades of credibility damaged by one baffling creative choice. Even hardcore fans couldn't defend it. The band rarely mentions it today. Number 14, Guns N' Roses. "15 years, over $13 million spent. Chinese Democracy finally arrived in November 2008 with 0 original members, except Axl Rose. The album had become a punchline long before release. Fans waited since 1991 for new material. What they got was overproduced digital experimentation that sounded nothing like the raw fury of Appetite for Destruction. Slash, Duff, and Izzy were gone. In their place were hired guns nobody cared about. Music was decent but irrelevant. Rock had moved on. Axl's refusal to compromise or reunite the classic lineup destroyed the Guns N' Roses legacy. The album sold approximately 3 million copies worldwide, respectable for most bands, but disastrous after that buildup. Axl became a recluse, performing sporadically with his backing band while calling it Guns N' Roses. The brand meant nothing anymore. Fans wanted the real band. They got Axl's expensive midlife crisis instead. Eventually, the reunion happened in 2016, but the damage was permanent. Number 13, Kiss. The farewell tour launched in 2000 with massive promotion. Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley promised this was the end. Millions in ticket sales later, they announced another tour in 2001, then another, then another. By 2024, Kiss had done multiple farewell tours spanning over 2 decades. Each announcement made them look more desperate and dishonest. The makeup and pyrotechnics couldn't hide the cash grab. Fans stopped believing anything Kiss said. The band that pioneered arena rock spectacle became a parody of corporate greed. Gene Simmons bragged about merchandising everything from caskets to branded wines while claiming to care about fans. Paul Stanley's voice deteriorated, but the tours continued. Every comeback destroyed more credibility. Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer wore Ace and Peter's makeup like employees clocking in. Kiss went from legends to nostalgia act to punchline. The music mattered less than the money. Number 12. Black Sabbath. The original 4 members created heavy metal. By 2011, 3 of them reunited, while excluding drummer Bill Ward over a contract dispute. Ward had been there since 1968, playing on Paranoid, Master of Reality, and every classic album. Management offered him what he called an unsignable contract with terrible terms. Ward refused. The reunion tour happened anyway with Tommy Clufetus, and later, Brad Wilk on drums. Fans were outraged. Ozzy, Tony Iommi, and Geezer Butler made millions on the reunion while their founding drummer watched from home. Bill Ward issued public statements expressing his heartbreak. The situation made Sabbath look greedy and disloyal. Their final album, 13 and final tour, felt incomplete without Ward's jazz-influenced drumming style. 4 guys started this band. Only 3 got to finish it properly. The business decision overshadowed the music. Black Sabbath ended their career by betraying one of their own over money. Before we continue to the bottom 12, which legacy destruction shocked you most? Ever seen a band make a decision this catastrophic? Drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. Number 11. Mötley Crüe. The final tour started in 2014 with a legally binding cessation agreement. All 4 members signed contracts stating they would never tour as Mötley Crüe again. They filmed a documentary about it. They held a press conference. Vince Neil, Nikki Sixx, Tommy Lee, and Mick Mars promised fans this was goodbye. The tour grossed massive numbers. In 2019, they announced a stadium tour with Def Leppard for 2020. Their excuse was pathetic. They claimed the Dirt movie on Netflix created demand they couldn't ignore. The cessation agreement was blown up in a promotional video like it never mattered. Fans who paid premium prices for the final tour felt cheated. Mötley Crüe went from bad boys of rock to corporate sellouts who lied for profit. The 2022 stadium tour happened anyway. They made their money. They destroyed their word. Every future promise means nothing now. Number 10. Megadeth. Dave Mustaine built Megadeth on thrash metal fury and technical virtuosity. Killing Is My Business, Peace Sells, and Rust in Peace established them as Metallica's aggressive equals. Then Risk arrived in August 1999. The album featured pop song structures, radio-friendly hooks, and production by Dan Huff, who worked with giant mainstream artists. Mustaine wanted mainstream success. He got mainstream rejection instead. Metal fans felt betrayed. Breadline and Crush M tried sounding like alternative rock hits. They sounded like Megadeth desperately chasing trends. The guitars were thin, the edge was gone. Mustaine even cut his hair and wore normal clothes. Risk sold poorly and alienated the core fan base that supported Megadeth for 15 years. Dave eventually admitted the album was a mistake. He returned to thrash on subsequent records. The damage was done. Megadeth proved they would compromise their sound for commercial success. Trust evaporated. Number 9. Pantera. Texas groove metal pioneers redefined heavy music with Cowboys from Hell, Vulgar Display of Power, and The Great Southern Trendkill. Brothers Dimebag Darrell and Vinnie Paul anchored the rhythm section, while Phil Anselmo and Rex Brown completed the lineup. By 2001, internal tensions were destroying him. Phil pursued side projects while battling heroin addiction. Dimebag and Vinnie felt abandoned. The band dissolved in 2003 with ugly public statements. Phil said Dimebag's playing was boring and predictable in magazine interviews. The feud went public. Two guys who created groove metal together became enemies talking trash in the press. Vinnie and Dime started Damageplan. Phil continued with Down and Superjoint Ritual. December 8, 2004 changed everything. Nathan Gale murdered Dimebag on stage in Columbus, Ohio, shooting him 5 times. Phil and Vinnie never reconciled. Vinnie refused to speak to Phil until Vinnie's own death in 2018. Pantera's brotherhood image died with their public hatred. The legacy is forever complicated by what could have been. Number 8. Creed. 4 albums sold over 25 million copies in America. My Own Prison, Human Clay, and Weathered made Creed the biggest rock band of the early 2000s. December 29, 2002, destroyed everything. The concert at Allstate Arena in Chicago became legendary for the wrong reasons. Scott Stapp was allegedly too intoxicated to perform properly. He stumbled through songs, forgot lyrics, and left the stage early. 15,000 fans demanded refunds. 4 fans filed a lawsuit seeking $2 million for fraud and misrepresentation. They claimed Stapp was unable to sing and the performance was unprofessional. The case was settled out of court. Creed's reputation never recovered. Videos of the performance circulated online for years. Scott's personal struggles with addiction became public knowledge. The band broke up in 2004. Their reunion years later couldn't erase the memory of that Chicago disaster. One terrible performance turned Creed from chart toppers to punchline overnight. Number 7. Limp Bizkit. Woodstock 99 was supposed to celebrate 30 years of peace and music. July 24, 1999 became a war zone instead. Limp Bizkit performed during extreme heat with inadequate water and sanitation. Fred Durst encouraged the crowd to break stuff during break stuff. Fans ripped plywood off structures. Fires started. Sexual assaults occurred. The festival descended into chaos and violence. Promoters and media blamed Limp Bizkit for inciting the riots. Fred Durst defended himself, claiming he told security about problems and tried to calm things down. Video footage showed him hyping up an already dangerous crowd. Significant Other had sold 7 million copies, and Limp Bizkit was dominating MTV. After Woodstock 99, they became symbols of everything wrong with new metal excess and testosterone-fueled aggression. Their popularity continued briefly, but the legacy was tainted. They went from festival headliners to cautionary tale about irresponsible performance. Before we reveal the bottom 6, which of these decisions still makes you angry? Have you ever lost respect for a band this quickly? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Number 6. Great White. February 20th, 2003, started as another club gig. The Station nightclub in West Warwick, Rhode Island, held about 460 people that night. Great White's tour manager Daniel Bichelle set off pyrotechnics during the opening song Desert Moon without proper permits or safety clearance. Sparks ignited the soundproofing foam. The foam was flammable. Fire spread across the ceiling in seconds. Panic ensued as fans rushed toward blocked exits. 100 people died. Over 230 were injured. It became the 4th deadliest nightclub fire in American history. Great White's career ended instantly. Daniel Bichela was sentenced to 15 years in prison, serving approximately 4 years before release. The band faced lawsuits and criminal investigations. Surviving members expressed remorse, but the damage was irreversible. Jack Russell's health deteriorated from survivors' guilt and substance abuse. Great White had scored hits with Once Bitten, Twice Shy and Rock Me. None of that mattered anymore. Their legacy became tragedy and negligence. Number 5. Queensrÿche. Progressive metal pioneers released Operation Mindcrime and Empire, selling millions and earning critical respect. By 2012, internal warfare destroyed them. Jeff Tate and the rest of the band couldn't coexist. After a backstage altercation in Brazil, the band fired Tate. Jeff sued. The remaining members hired Todd La Torre and continued as Queensrÿche. Legal battles determined who owned the name. For 2 years, 2 versions of Queensrÿche toured simultaneously. Fans didn't know which shows were legitimate. The court eventually ruled in favor of the original members. Tate lost the name but continued briefly as Operation Mindcrime. The whole situation was embarrassing and confusing. Queensrÿche had been a unified creative force. Corporate litigation replaced music. Both versions released albums nobody cared about. The settlement in 2014 didn't restore credibility. Queensrÿche became a cautionary tale about ego-destroying art. The band continues with La Torre, but the unity and mystique are gone forever. Number 4. Skid Row. Sebastian Bach's voice defined Skid Row. The self-titled debut went 5 times platinum, while Slave to the Grind hit number 1 and went double platinum. Bach's range, charisma, and stage presence made them superstars. Backstage tensions grew between Bach and guitarist Dave Sabo. Musical differences and personality conflicts escalated. In 1996, the band fired Sebastian and replaced him with Johnny Solinger. The decision killed their momentum immediately. Skid Row without Bach was like Van Halen without David Lee Roth, except Van Halen had Sammy Hagar's talent to compensate. Solinger was competent but unremarkable. Albums went nowhere. Tours became smaller. Fans lost interest. Sebastian pursued a solo career in acting. The original lineup never reunited. Rachel Bolan and Dave Sabo toured with different singers for decades, playing 18 and Life and Monkey Business to half-empty clubs. They fired their identity. Skid Row became a cover band of their own songs. Before we get to the final 3, which band disappointed you the most? Did any of these decisions surprise you? Let us know in the comments below. Number 3. Celtic Frost. Swiss pioneers created extreme metal with Morbid Tales and To Megatherion. Their avant-garde approach influenced black metal, death, metal, and doom. Tom Warrior's vision was uncompromising and dark. Then Cold Lake arrived in September 1988. The album featured glam metal aesthetics, pop song structures, and lyrics about partying with girls. The cover showed the band in makeup and hairspray looking like Poison rejects. Extreme metal fans were horrified. Tom Warrior later called Cold Lake his biggest mistake and a document of downfall. The album was a transparent attempt to cash in on glam metal's commercial peak. Everything that made Celtic Frost important vanished. Martin Ain left the band during recording. Cold Lake sold poorly, and destroyed Celtic Frost's credibility in the underground. The band broke up in 1992. They eventually reformed in 2001 and released Monotheist in 2006, a masterpiece that restored some respect. But Cold Lake remains a permanent embarrassment. One album erased years of innovation. Number 2, As I Lay Dying. Metalcore pioneers released 6 albums and toured worldwide. An Ocean Between Us debuted at number 8 on Billboard in 2007. Tim Lambesis was the face of Christian metalcore. May 2013 destroyed everything. Police arrested Lambesis in California for solicitation of murder. He had attempted to hire an undercover detective to kill his estranged wife, Megan. Tim offered $1,000 upfront and $20,000 total. He provided photos, addresses, and security gate codes. The arrest stunned the metal community. Lambesis pleaded guilty in May 2014 and received 6 years in prison. As I Lay Dying ended immediately. Bandmates issued statements distancing themselves and expressing shock. Tim served approximately 2.5 years. After release, he attempted to reform As I Lay Dying. Some members briefly returned before quitting again. The legacy is forever tainted. Murder for Hire overshadows every song. Metal fans debate whether his music should be supported. One criminal decision destroyed a decade of artistic achievement instantly. Number 1, Iced Earth. Power. Metal veterans released 12 studio albums over 3 decades. John Schaefer founded the band in 1984 and remained the constant member through numerous lineup changes. Something Wicked This Way. Comes and Horror Show established them as American power metal leaders. January 6, 2021 changed everything. Schaffer was photographed inside the United States Capitol during the riot attempting to disrupt the electoral vote certification. He wore an iced earth hat. FBI identified him from photographs and video. John turned himself in and was charged with 6 federal crimes, including engaging in an act of physical violence in a Capitol building. He became one of the first January 6 defendants to plead guilty and cooperate with prosecutors. If you try to resist me, you'll find me in your bed. Sentenced to 3 years probation. Century Media dropped Iced Earth. Bandmates quit. 40 years of music became associated with insurrection. The metal community largely rejected him. Schaffer's political actions destroyed Iced Earth's legacy completely. The catalog still exists, but the band's reputation is permanently ruined by one day of terrible decisions.